I love this time of year, not just because football is coming, but because of these stupid lists that come out that I love going over. Because when you think about stupid lists, you think about the quarterback tiers list because every year there's a scout that comes out and says, "Oh, this guy, and this guy, and this guy." It's amazing. So this year is obviously done by the Athletic. The Athletic does a damn good job at their stuff. Um, when you look at the players that are tied for first, there's no argument for me, none whatsoever. You think about who's at number one, Patrick Mahomes, no argument. Joe Burrow, no argument. When you get to the other arguments, it's Josh Allen at three, no argument. Lamar Jackson at four, again, no argument. Matthew Stafford at number five, ooh, they go on. They say, I always had a higher admiration for him as a competitor, arm talent, and playmaker, but always saw he was a gunslinger. He still has it in him, but his mind and ability to process, think, and communicate stand out. Now, we know Matthew Stafford, and Matthew Stafford is a hell of a quarterback. We all know that. But when you think about Matthew Stafford, I don't think you think of him as not needing anything to do his job. I mean, we were once in the position where he didn't have enough to do his job, even though he had Calvin Johnson and a cast of characters that weren't good, but he needed people to help him. Like, that's just what it is. Do I think he's in the same tier as a guy like Lamar Jackson? No. Do I think he's in the same tier as Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes? No. But we go down. So Jaden Daniels is number 6, and I mean, it's a little bit too high for me, in my opinion, to put Jaden Daniels at number 6 because when you think about number 6, I mean, he's a rookie. He's going into his second year. Last year at this time, people would have put Stroud there. And I think it's ridiculous. Sometimes you got to give it 2 years to see how they do and how they face defenses and all that jazz. So we go on. Justin Herbert at 7 is literally laughable. It's literally laughable because when you think about Justin Herbert for a minute, this is a guy who hasn't had much around him. He had a stupid head coach, Brandon Staley, but he's a decent quarterback and he makes all the three. He's got a great arm, great talent. No one's doubting that. There's just things I don't think I'm not really a fan of for him being in ahead of Jared Goff. We go down. Jared Goff at number 8 ahead of CJ Stroud, Jalen Hurts, and Baker Mayfield. But when you look at Jared Goff, let's see what they say. He's played at a one level for 3 years. Goff's standing in tiers improved for a third consecutive year, resulting in career best for ranking 8th and an average vote of 2.06. Goff and Burrow are probably the two anticipation throwers that I've seen lately. So you have to put him as a 1 head coach says. You might put him as a 2 from a pure quarterback standpoint. He struggles to extend play, but the guy has played at a 1 level for 3 years. Love it because that's what he's exactly done. He's played at a high level for 3 years. Coordinator be damned. He does a damn good job. They're going to go on about the coordinator. Goff had a league high 96 over the past 3 seasons. He says, you will see it this year if it's a coordinator or a quarterback, but I think it's been more the quarterback than advertised, an exec said, noting that the Lions offense coordinator Ben Johnson. Goff and Mayfield are legit guys who can get in a rhythm and dice you up. They're not as good as guys in tier 1, but they deserve to be up there. 8 voters voted Goff in tier 3, which is stupid, but let's see what they have to say. He's 3 because he needs the run game. He needs the defense. He needs all those things. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. This guy just said that he needs a defense. He needs a run game. And what else does he need? He needs all those things. He needs a run game. He needs a defense. He needs all those things. I might be confused. I might be confused. I might be concussed. I don't know what's going on. Doesn't every quarterback need a defense? I mean, think about it. When if Patrick Mahomes didn't have a defense, does he win a Super Bowl? Ask Josh Allen about having a defense. Ask Joe Burrow about having a defense. It's clear as day. Not having a run game, go ask Josh Allen before James Cook. You know, go ask Patrick Holmes last year when they had the cast of characters. Go ask Jalen Hurts if he prefers DeAndre Swift or Saquon Barkley. I mean, what are we doing here? Anyways, let's go on. What a dumb statement from that guy. He puts their Gosh 5 top tier votes this year are 2 more than he's combined in 8 previous quarterback tiers combined. He has definitely grown over the last couple of years as defensive coordinator. Said early in his career, if you got him, he's just a drop back quarterback. He would make a lot more mistakes. He's better in that area as far as protecting the football. He has a good run game. They have a good team, and I'm not going to hold it against him too much. Okay. So, right here, you've heard all these cast of characters talk about Jared Goff. And I thought it was really, really funny when the guy was like, he needs a run game, he needs a defense. I don't know a quarterback in the NFL that doesn't need a defense, does not need a run game. You need a run game, you need a defense, or these guys are going to get their ass whooped. Now, that was funny. What the first guy said, in terms of Jared Goff, he said Goff and Burrow are probably the 2 best anticipation throwers that I've seen lately. So you have to put him as a 1. Everybody says this about Jared Goff, and this is one of the keys about the Detroit Lions offense. You know, people say it's Ben Johnson or it's the talent. One of the reasons that Jared Goff is so good as a quarterback is he anticipates the throw really well, and he makes a throw on a dot. You know, a guy like St. Brown, he's a route runner. He's very quick and agile. If you just get the ball to him, he could do damage. But Laporta, Jameson Williams, Tim Patrick, all these guys that he's had to throw it with anticipation, because a guy like Jameson Williams is so fast that if you don't anticipate where he's going to go, you're going to short it or you're going to overthrow it. And he's done a damn good job recently of being in anticipation for Jameson Williams, because, listen, there's not many teams in the NFL, not many quarterbacks in the NFL that can anticipate a throw to a guy that fast. It's so hard. Like what Jameson Williams does from a speed standpoint for a quarterback is he opens it up. Like, you know, you look at it from the little lens. What is he doing? Whatever the case may be. Goff makes an anticipation throw really good. And Joe Burrow is another guy who could do it really good. I'd argue Tua Tagovailoa with the guys he has in Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. He does a good job of it. But, I mean, I would not – there's no argument for me. I just love the comment about he needs a defense. He needs a run game. Show me a quarterback that doesn't need a run game or a defense. Like, what are we talking about here? But he was ranked 8th this year. And if we go through the rest of the statistics, I mean, not the statistics. If you see, he's got 5 first place votes. He had 2 tier 2, 37. Let's go to 2024. He had 36, and he only had 2 last year. If you go back to 2023, he had 0. And if you go back to 2022, he was tier 4 or tier 3 or tier 5. If we go back to 2020, if we're going back and he's still kicking. 2018. So he's not really had much to base it on. Now, who are the quarterbacks ahead of him? That is the $1 million question. I mean, behind him, CJ Stroud. You could argue CJ Stroud is pretty good. Jalen Hurts. This is probably something I'm going to disagree with right there at tied for 9. Baker Mayfield, again, I think him and Goff are the same. In terms of they've really rewrote their careers and they're doing a damn good job. Dak Prescott, number 12. I don't mind that. Jordan Love, 13. Brock Purdy, 14. I would switch them to. You go to tier 3, you get Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, Tua Tagovailoa, Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, Bo Nix, Sam Darnold, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, Kirk Cousins, which is funny because Kirk Cousins is not the starter in Atlanta, and Caleb Williams is 23rd, and this guy was drafted ahead of him. This guy was drafted ahead of him, uh, and then you had obviously Jaden Daniels that was drafted ahead of Caleb Williams, drafted ahead of both of them. Tier 4, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy, Daniel Jones, Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson, Spencer Rattler. Tier 5 quarterback, Kenny Pickett. Damn, I would love to have Kenny Pickett as a backup quarterback to this Detroit Lions team. So, look, in this article, it shows you that like people expect Jared Goff to be a top 10 quarterback, and some people think he's a tier 1 quarterback. Some people think he's a number 2, tier 2 quarterback. Very little people think he's a tier 3 quarterback. What does it mean for this year? Well, I don't think much changes outside of Ben Johnson leaving, because Jared Goff has shown once again that he is a guy who can get it done. He's a guy that is well versed to get it done, and I think he's going to do a damn good job with this team moving forward. But everyone needs to laugh at some of these articles. I love these articles just for a simple point of when you look at some of the quarterback tiers and some of the stupid logic that comes into it. Like my favorite, and I think I can go to it right now, but it's Brock Purdy. The draft is over, okay? This guy has played his ass off. And then there was one guy right here, he says he's a facilitator for them. One exec said Purdy possesses a combination of winning skills, traits with nothing special beyond his makeup. Purdy doesn't get enough credit, head coach said. The draft is over. The guy has played his ass off. Recognize that he was not the last pick in the draft anymore. He's one win away from being a one for some people if he won the Super Bowl. I agree with that. So again, I think these quarterback rankings are so silly from two standpoints. These guys never get enough credit. I look at a guy like Jalen Hurts. Should he be tied for 9th? Should he be ahead of Jaden Daniels? Should he be ahead of Justin Herbert? Absolutely. I think that's a joke. So these tier rankings always make me laugh, man. I think they can always make you laugh because they're just, do you value winning or do you not value winning? That's the way I look at it. So we'll see you in the next video to talk more Detroit Lions football here on the Detroit Lions News Podcast on Jason Sports YouTube page.